Government terminates all service contracts between the Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Agency and its service providers following a huge public outcry over financial impropriety and malfeasance on the part of the companies.
I must say that the major problem with JIDA was institutional weakness, lack of systems, absolute lack of systems. They were lucky to get a huge budget from communication service taxes and other things, including budgetary allocations for skills development. But
that was the president with the last week's media interaction at the president's. Now, the contracts that have been cancelled include RLG's communications training model, the Axontaba Cottage and Industry and Exchange Program, and the Better Ghana Management Services Limited, a subsidiary of the Jospon Group, the parent company of Zoomlion. A letter which was signed by the Chief Director of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Alhaji Abdullah Yakubu, indicated that the decision to cancel these contracts were reached after a series of meetings between government and the parties and addressed to the service providers. The President, Mahama, during his interaction with the media, assured Ghanaians that he was going to ensure that the issues of JIDA are dealt with.
I must say that the major problem with JIDA was institutional weakness, lack of systems, absolute lack of systems. They were lucky to get a huge budget from communication service taxes and other things, including budgetary allocations for skills development. But JIDA didn't start, in my term in office. JIDA has been an institution that existed. We delayed in putting the legislative framework in place and putting in place the systems of accountability and transparency. And so while they were commanding huge contracts in terms of signing with service providers, they didn't have the institutional capacity to monitor and ensure accountability in those projects. That was the underlying weakness. And so we've taken the bold step of working on it. I asked the AG's department and EOCO to work on it. They prepared some dockets for prosecution. They've kept updating me on a fortnightly basis, and I'm sure that soon we'll see, some action on JIDA. But even the Attorney General has called the service providers who were paid, those monies, and has entered into agreements with them to refund the monies over a period of time. So we'll reclaim what is owed the good people of Ghana. I've received the report for SADA, and some instructions have gone out to retrieve some monies, and so the Attorney General is going to be working on that. I want to restate my commitment to fighting corruption. I don't have any qualms when it comes to the fight against corruption, and we'll take the steps that are necessary to ensure that the good people of Ghana's money is not squandered frivolously.
My name is Brighton, and thanks so much for staying there for this big story. Kobe Champo is the coordinator of JIDA, the Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Development, and he's just joined me on this particular discussion. And the chairman of the Progressive People's Party, the People's Progressive Party, Brew Hammond, will also join this discussion. But first of all, let me speak to the coordinator of JIDA. Mr. Champo, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And first of all, confirm this to us. Contract between JIDA and RLG and Jospon Group are cancelled. Confirm it to us.
Yes, indeed, all those contracts have been terminated.
And precisely, how many of these contracts, if you can tell us, have been terminated?
Well, if my count is right, there are about 7 in number. And
we're told that they are service contracts.
Yes, these were service providers who were providing services with JIDA as far as training of beneficiaries were concerned.
What does this mean?
Your question is
I'm asking now.
What does this mean
exactly.
in terms of?
Now you have terminated the contract for certain reasons. What exactly do you intend to achieve with this?
Well, for us, it gives JIDA the opportunity to start from scratch, to start operations afresh, and to start operations this time with a legal framework in place.
Now, the concerns were that some monies have been wrongly paid to these persons. The termination of the contract, does it end everything?
Definitely, it doesn't end everything. As you rightly said in your brief up, the Attorney General's office has given notice of retrieval of monies that were paid up to some of these service providers upfront, and has issued demand notices to them, and most of the companies have complied and are in negotiations with the Attorney General's office to refund these monies to the state.
So these monies will be refunded. Let's move a little on. What about the concerns that at least if indeed these contracts were found to have been wrongly awarded, those who were involved should be sanctioned?
Well, I don't think, for me, that is the crux of the matter, because if we say contracts were wrongly awarded, that is still for the Attorney General's office to make a determination based on the investigations that are being carried by the Economic and Organized Crime Unit.
Right. So these contracts are being terminated because we are not sure if they were properly awarded.
That is not necessarily the issue. It's not only about how they were awarded, but it's also how they were executed. For us, the critical point is that we need to do with the value for money audit on a lot of these contracts. And we found a lot of them very much wanting in terms of delivery.
You sit at the head of JIDA. Now, these contracts have been terminated. How do you intend to get JIDA back on its feet, looking at what perhaps JIDA has lost through these contracts?
Well, it's not a question of getting JIDA back on its feet. JIDA is on its feet. What JIDA has to do now is to build its capacity with regards to how it monitors and evaluates some of these contracts. It has
suffered bruises. Let me put it that way.
Well, as an organization, it will always suffer bruises. But at the end of the day, it is the forward outlook that makes it possible for it to get back on its feet and do the things that have to be done in the very right manner.
The issue being raised, and you have just told me that because of the lack of a legal framework, a lot of things were done wrong. Is it the only way to get JIDA really doing well? Is the legal framework what it takes to get things done right?
That is the carte blanche. That is the framework on which everything else will hinge. If there is no law governing an operation, it makes it easier for people to do things in any way, shape, and form. Once there is a legal framework in place, it tells people that you cannot do this and you can do this. Aside that, there needs to be internal reorganization and building the capacity of JIDA to do what I think it should do best, that is to monitor and evaluate some of these service providers who have work to do with JIDA.
Mr. Champon, kindly hold the line for me. Let me speak to Mr. Alotebru Hammond. He's a national chairman of the People's Progressive Party. They have been going around the country telling Progressive People's Party, going around the country in what they call anti-corruption demonstrations. Now, Mr. Alote, contract with RLG and others terminated. Sure, the PPP should be happy about it.
Oh, well, yes. Well, first, good evening to your listening audience. The PPP is glad that some effort is being made, however feeble. Yes, the contract has been cancelled, but what about the money that had been already extended to the party? We need to make sure that they are collected and that those involved in the transactions face prosecution. We have a financial law on our books, and we want to make sure that they get enforced. Whoever initiated the contract ought to face the rigors of the law, and whoever received money that was ill spent also ought to face the rigors of the law. So this is not the end of the matter. This is just the beginning of the matter.
Hold the line for me again. Let me go to Mr. Champo. Mr. Champo earlier said that the AG is working on retrieving monies, as well as perhaps deciding to put those who awarded those contracts on trial if they need be. How is JIDA involved in this? Is JIDA involved? Let me put it this way.
Definitely, JIDA is involved. A lot of key staff members who were part of the process before I assumed office have appeared before the Economic and Organized Crimes Unit to testify as to the extent of their involvement.
Right.
It is based on this report that the EOCO will submit a memorandum to the Attorney General's Office for further action.
And that further action should see all this being done. Now, JIDA itself, you earlier talked about the fact that we need to properly put it on the ground to let it work. When are we likely to see this?
Well, there's a time frame with regards to how we can get some of these things done. Currently, there are things that are ongoing. A draft bill is in the process of being drawn up. In fact, it's gone through a number of readings between the Attorney General's Office, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and my office at JIDA. We have fashioned out basic legal framework that should govern JIDA. This bill will go to a cabinet subcommittee that will also look at it and then make a recommendation to a full cabinet to also look at it. Once that is done, it will be ready to be sent to Parliament. But before that takes place, there will be a stakeholders conference that will elicit responses and comments and views from the members of the public at large. And a lot of these will be incorporated into the final document that makes its way to Parliament for debate and subsequent passage into law. Those are some of the things that are being done. Additionally, internally, JIDA is being reorganized with a view of making it more of a monitoring and evaluation agency. Since we will have to deal with service providers who will provide services to our beneficiaries, we need to build the capacity of the staff of JIDA to be able to monitor and evaluate some of these programs that will come on board. For instance, if a service provider says he has 1,000 people spread across the country, we need to be able to establish exactly where they are, how they work, the time frames they work, and get all the accounting procedures in place so that we can actually point a finger and say, yes, 1,000 people are working on this model and they are spread across the country in such and such areas. Therefore, when such service providers come to make any claims, we can collectively say, yes, we have evidence that attests to the fact that these people are spread across this country working in that capacity.
Mr. Champo, let's leave it here. Thanks so much for speaking to me. Kobe Champo is the coordinator of JIDA. Mr. Bru Hammond is still there. Mr. Hammond, these are, if you, as you put it, quite good news. And does it give us the impetus to at least say that government is getting more reactionary on corruption?
Oh, yes. Government is reacting to it. But at the end of the day, would we get results? As you just heard, the Attorney General is going to begin the process of prosecuting those who consummated this transaction. What we are sure of is whether the Attorney General will carry through its prosecutorial powers. We've known in the past that they have at some point looked at the issues and decided that it was not worth prosecuting. And therefore, in judgment, judges have, we believe that the best would be to ensure that we have SHRAG or the Economic Crime Team handling this matter so that there will be some element of trust, some element of integrity in the outcome of the prosecution.
Would you say that perhaps the outcry of civil society, for instance, the PPP embarking on a nationwide demonstration on anti-corruption, is beginning to yield fruits?
Oh, yes, and we are thankful that the powers that be are listening and are beginning to do what they ought to have done before the occurrence of such offenses. We will continue and pursue them. Because if we don't, they will get back to doing and causing financial loss to the nation.
Thank you so much for speaking to me. Alotebro Hammond is the national chairman of the People's Progressive Party. In the studio is Mr. Ernest Osu Bempa. He's a member of the Public Action Against Corruption. Welcome to the studios. And good news or bad news? Contract with these service providers, GIDA, RLG, and the Jospon group of companies, some of the contract terminated.
I mean, fighting corruption is not all about going out there to terminate contracts and tell Ghanaians, show trial and tell Ghanaians that it's enough and we should take it like that. I mean, people have dipped their hands in public purse, misappropriate Ghanaian money, taxpayers' money, and the taxman should go after them, or the security agencies or whoever is in charge, to make sure that we retrieve the money. This is absolutely beyond the bounds of human reason for anybody to tell us that the government has, asked for the termination of the contract and it's okay for us. I mean, in the eyes of the whole world, we'll be a laughing stock as a nation if somebody tells us, or government who believes in probity, accountability, and social justice as the hallmark, as the bedrock of the political party in power today, to tell us that that is enough for us, that they are doing a good service and therefore we should clap with them.
The coordinator is sure that the Ages Department is beginning the process of retrieving
I think it's just a gimmick. I mean, we should take it as just a political gimmick that the government of the day is telling. The fact that the minister and the president has come out to tell the whole nation that there were mechanism failures in terms of the organizational structure of the GIDA and the whole thing tells you that they've exhibited their incompetence. And at the end of the day, there's no way they're going to get the monies back. Let me tell you why.
The government cannot retrieve those monies?
No, not at all.
The AG cannot go to court and get these monies? But some of these companies already were told engaging the AG's department in working out ways of paying back some of the monies.
Not at all. The reason why I'm saying that is that these monies fell into private individuals who are friends to friends of government officials, who awarded contract to people who are in the system. And at the end of the day, properties has been bought out of this, allegedly. People have, spread the money out in their businesses. And it's going to be very difficult for them to retrieve the money because they themselves, if they want to fight corruption, they themselves have to be even put their foot down, set the record straight, and let us know that people's name must be mentioned. One company like RLG, that's all that is the same company, share computers at the same time, plant trees, and all contracts enjoying absolute government monopoly. And what are we telling us? At the end of the day, the names are there for people. Zoom Lion is walking about freely. He's gone into all kinds of deals that are shrouded in secrecy. What are we doing about it? In the United Kingdom, this cannot happen. Any other developed country,
you've still not answered my question. Yeah. Is the Ages Department not capable of dealing with this? We have been told that the Ages Department is dealing with these things.
I mean, this is a lip service, and I think that we heard it a couple of times, and we've been hearing it over and over that Ages Department is investigating what has happened to it. At the end of the day, nothing. The buck stops with the president. If the president can issue an order for the security agencies to take the proper initiative. Let me give you an example. The British Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister Tony Blair, was involved in a shady deal of a campaign monies, and he was a sitting Prime Minister. The MI5s and the British police went to his house, retrieved him, arrested him, took him there, and he investigated him. What are we talking about as a country? If we don't understand democracy, we should forget about democracy.
You think that is democracy?
No,
that the president should pick these persons?
No. What I'm saying is that people's name have been mentioned in connection with corruption. And these are some of the things that the president swore an allegiance to protect public purse. That is very important. Presidential oath, swearing to protect public purse is not an easy thing just to go out there and say, I've terminated contracts for people and Ghanaians should clap for you. No, absolutely not. I don't believe in that.
Are we not perhaps asking too much? We've been told several times that the Ages Department, the law, as the former president will tell you, it grinds slowly, but it will get to you. So you don't think we should leave the AG to get this job done?
This situation has been there for a long time, right? We've seen series of things that is happening around the presidency that tells you that some people are also involved. At the end of the day, People are friends to friends of ministers of state, and they are still awarding contracts to people that they know. JIDA report came out, it became a gimmick, and they're even laughing at your own multimedia institution for exposing the rot in society, and it became something like people are not talking about it. So at the end of the day, I can't see the seriousness of the president.
So you are talking
about
a cover-up, that because the people are in government, there could be a cover-up. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm trying to say is that there's nothing that can be done about this particular case. It's just a lip service, and it's a political gimmick that somebody just want to throw it out there just to throw dust in the eyes of Ghanaians. And that's absolutely what I'm trying to say. Because monies, we know the people who have the monies went to. We know the companies who are enjoying government monopolies in this country. Why are the security agencies sitting down? Why are they not going after them? Does it take the president to go and issue a statement and say that this is what is happening? At the end of the day, have terminated contracts for people to clap for the president? Whilst we have national security, operatives and all those people, let me then make a statement here against the government of the day, which is false. The security agencies will come after me. What about those people who are dipping their hands in public purse and getting away with it? I mean, we are living in a country where we have to be serious as a country and call a spade and deal with corruption head on. That one, everybody will know that we are going forward as a country.
The public action against corruption, where is it from? Where is it heading to?
We are a group of various political parties coming together, especially those of us in opposition, coming together to make sure that we fight and criticize, send a signal to the whole world about the sale of Merchant Bank, the infamous sale of Merchant Bank that is shrouded in secrecy. I mean, this whole cook-up deal, it's a cook-up deal, I'll be putting it that way, that is shrouded in secrecy, and want to send a signal that the sale is not good, and we have to protest against it on behalf of the pensioner. My mother was a teacher. She works for almost about 40 years of service, and she went home with a peanut. Somebody go out there and borrow money from the bank. You don't want to pay. The bank is collapsing. A certain group of companies has been set up to go out there and purchase Merchant Bank. At the end of the day, it's a whole lot of things surrounding it, and we are not satisfied with it. We want to go out and demonstrate to the whole nation, tell the whole nation and the whole world what is happening.
And when you talk about we, includes the NDP and which
I'm
other
a member of the
opposition
NDP,
parties?
and of course members of the New Patriotic Party, journalists, seasoned journalists like Ken Kranche, Atik Mohammed from the PNC, and some of us who are political activists, and some people are coming with us. We are going to demonstrate and show to the whole wide world what is happening in this country.
When is this demonstration
on Thursday?
On
Definitely
Thursday.
on Thursday. Yeah, but it's not going to be just Accra. We're going to go nationwide. We're just going to go out there and mobilize and just make sure that we send a signal across.
The PPP is already out there demonstrating across the regions. How sure this one perhaps will be more effective than what the PPP is doing?
No, I mean, we're talking about public action against corruption. This is non-partisan, activity. Multi-partisan,
right.
If I may put it that way. Or every individual who feels that what is going on over the sale of Merchant Bank is not right can join. We are talking about corruption and abuse. A party that came to power on the back of probity, accountability, and social justice, and dealing with this kind of thing is absolutely something that we need to get up and then demonstrate against the shady deal of the sale of Merchant Bank, which is a cook-up deal. We believe that it's a cook-up deal, and there's something behind the scenes that they need to tell us.
Well, some have argued that we need to fight corruption more than just going out on demonstrations. How would you react to this?
I mean, it depends on the way you want to put it. As I'm talking to you now, go to Bangkok, Thailand, and go and see the youth of the country are demonstrating and agitating for a change, because corruption has become part and parcel of the government of the day. The Prime Minister, Shinawantara, or whatever the name is. Yes. So what is happening is that there's a new wave of change that is blowing, that we Africans and those of us in the Western developing countries, West Africa and developing countries, need to emulate. That we need, especially the youth like us, to take charge of our destiny. We should sit down for a few people who we have voted, who are giving us our sovereign will, to go out there and use the power that we've given them to, impoverish some of us. It's not going to happen like that. We need to fight and take up the challenge and deal with it.
What about the concern? We're wrapping up finally. The concern that when we color the fight against corruption by way of politics, then we defeat the very purpose for which we're fighting.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. But this time around, it's not about politicking or telling it. The truth and the fact is there are so many things that's going on that we know that people are corrupt, people are trying to dip their hands in public purse, people are embezzling so much wealth that we know what is happening at the end of the day. So we don't need a soothsayer to tell us that somebody is a party A or party B that believes that corruption is going on or it's not going on. It depends on the way you look at it. And at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And we know the truth, that people monies have gone through the hands that is not supposed to, enjoy the booty of the national coffers. And at the end of the day, that's what's happening. And we are going to go out there and demonstrate and make sure that the right thing is done. Especially the sale of Merchant Bank, which is something that is so much shrouded in secrecy. And it's something that we don't understand, we cannot understand, and we need to demonstrate.
And thanks so much for speaking. And Subempa is with the Public Action Against Corruption. He's been talking to me about some demonstration they intend to take. We also had a conversation on the cancelling of contract with between JIDA and some service providers. So this is just the first part of the show. Gladys is joining me very soon to talk about the second part, interactive segment that gives you the opportunity to stay interactive. And the biggest news on the African continent is Nigeria. It's not a country where you cannot engage in gay marriage. The president has signed into law, and that will be dangerous for you to go there. 10 years for just getting into a bar that is allegedly for the gays. Stay with us. We're back to discuss that issue on the interactive segment. My name is Brad Nanaf. I'm coming back in a moment. The last time it came up, we were told that the late Professor Mills denied that Ghana will ever engage in something like it. It even said that no country can decide to export its culture into another country. But it's up again. Nigeria is in the news, and we're interacting on that particular issue. Gladys has joined us. Is it good news or bad news?
It's hard to say, Nana.
Hard to say. The minority
it's
people
good for some people, it's bad
for
for some people. So it's here and there.
Welcome to the show, Gladys.
Thank you, Nana. Thank you so much. So President Goodluck Jonathan has signed into law the bill for the prohibition of same-sex unions, and he's dead serious about it. Let's get interactive right here on Joy News on Multi TV. Gladys Osei Oredu, and you can get interactive with me on Facebook/Joy News on TV. You could also join us on Twitter. The handle is @Joy News on TV or #JNInteractiveGH. You could also send us email, and the address is joynewsim@multitvworld.com. So keep your comments coming through. Goodluck Jonathan has been bold about it. Let's hear what you have to say about what he has been able to do. So keep your comments coming through, your opinions, and we will be interacting right here on JN Interactive. All right, now let's get down to business. This morning, President Goodluck Jonathan signed into law the bill for the prohibition of same-sex unions. The signed bill says the gays, lesbians in Nigeria will risk a 14-year jail term if they do not retrace their steps and renounce such marriage. Also, any person who operates or participates in gay clubs, societies, and organizations directly or indirectly will earn a 10-year imprisonment. Those who administer, witness, abet, or aid the solemnization of same-sex marriage are going to back 10-year jail term. The Senate previously passed the bill in November 2011. Lawmakers in Nigeria's House of Representatives affirmed the decision by the Senate on May 29, 2013. Now, let me run by you a map that spells out countries and their stance on homosexuality. I'll be taking you through so we would know who is where and who is where. So, displayed, what you see not displayed on your screen, the green-colored areas represent countries who are in support of homosexuality. Those are the green-shaded portions. And countries, they actually are countries which have signed laws affecting lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender rights declaration in the General Assembly. The red-colored areas are countries which had signed a statement opposing the laws affecting gay, bisexual, and transgender rights. The gay areas are countries that are neither here or there. So those countries include Ghana, countries which have not officially opposed or supported the rights of homosexuals. So the green, those who have signed; the red, those who are for it; and the blank areas are the gray areas are those countries which are neither here or there. And Ghana is one of such countries. We don't know our stance on gay issues. Well, let's hit the streets and find out what people make of Nigeria's declared stance on homosexuality.
Well, that's very stupid, because if I should talk about the Bible said in the end time, men will sleep with men, women will sleep with women. And as we can see, things are happening that way. So I don't think they have to, put someone in prison for 14 years because of that. It's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. It's the person's right. It's his body. He is choosing to do that. So there's no reason or there's no need putting the person behind bars because of that.
Okay. It should be against the law for them to even do that. For them to even say that if you're homosexual, then you should be thrown in jail for a couple of years. It shouldn't be no years, no seconds, no nothing. It's very wrong for that. It should be against human rights, because they should be able to do whatever they want.
Oh, okay. According to the Nigerians, what they have declared their stand on homosexuality, yeah, we are all Africans. And Ghana also have their stand on homosexuality. And we, because of our culture that we are on it, so we don't believe in such homosexualities. I quite remember there was a time that, like, if you are being caught, you'll be punished. But now, since this thing has become part and parcel of us, so in case somebody is being practicing homosexuality, we don't see it as a taboo. But previously, when you're caught, you'll be punished. So people got to fear about doing it. So I think that we should go back from what we were doing at the previous. Now, because of such homosexuality, instead of people for them to have their time to study and to go to school, they now have been taking that as their job, selling their body for making money. So I think because it's also destroying our culture.
I think it is in the right direction, because as God created the earth, He created man and a woman. So why should man and a man should sleep together? It's something which is very bad. We shouldn't entertain it, right? So for me, I think it's a good idea for them to pass that law. So I pray that one day, Ghana too pass the same law.
Yeah, I think it's in the right order, because anything the Bible is against, it's not a good thing. Okay, because of this gay and lesbian something, the whole Sodom and Gomorrah has to go down. So it's not anything a good nation would embrace. So to me, it's good. They should even give them like 16, 17 years. Like I learned Mugabe says, I don't know how truthful it is. Mugabe said you allow them within a year they don't reproduce. I think he wouldn't. So I don't think if you don't marry, if I marry a lady, are we telling God wasn't wise enough to say a man should move with a woman? So I think they are doing the right thing. They should even give them 20 years, 40 years. I think it's in the right order.
Varying opinions there, right? I have Chukwuemeka he is in Nigeria. He's speaking with us via Skype to tell us what's happening in Nigeria. Good evening, Emeka.
Good evening.
Emeka, what do you make of your president's very bold decision?
I'm not sure I'll just call that a bold decision of the president. I think it is a political will to respond to the wishes of the people, which is what governance is all about. the National Assembly, the parliament in Nigeria, both the lower and the upper house, unanimously passed a resolution to ban same-sex marriages. And all the president did was to append his signature. However, it is also important that we even acknowledge the fact that even before this bill to ban same-sex marriage, that it has already been taken care of by the customary law, which define marriage as a union between a man and a woman. So you can actually take a judge or whoever to court for not performing marriage between a man and a woman.
I see. So are you not bothered on UK's threats of withdrawing aid from countries who do not comply to legalizing homosexuality?
I think it is high time that Africans begin to look inwards in terms of what they consider to be their potentials. If responding to the wishes and aspirations of your people through a bill that is passed by the National Assembly will make a country in Africa, or Nigeria for that matter, to withdraw its aid, then Nigeria should begin to look inwards in terms of the potential it has, especially to the fact that people have acknowledged that the country have enormous natural resources and even human resources to take care of the problems of its citizens.
Give us a gauge in Nigeria. How are the general public taking in this new bill?
Like I said earlier on, the parliament is a reflection of the wishes of the people of Nigeria, both at the lower house and the upper house. And it was a unanimous decision. This is what the Nigerian people want. Therefore, everybody, both, of course, you will see some people who will have dissenting opinion, but it does not remove the fact that the generality of the people, as expressed by the National Assembly, want this bill to be passed.
And before I let you go, what do you make of Ghana's position on homosexuality? We are neither here nor there. What do you make of that?
I think it goes back to the wishes of Ghanaians through and which will be expressed by the parliament. If the parliament goes
so sad we lost Emeka there. Hello, Emeka, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm back. So,
good.
Like I'm saying, it goes back to the wishes and aspirations of the people of Ghana. If they express that through the parliament, the government of Ghana have no option than to pass it into law. But don't forget that even the customary law, in some instances, have actually acknowledged that marriage is a union between a man and a woman. So anybody who performs otherwise runs contrary to the law.
All right, Emeka, thank you so much for your time and telling us what exactly is happening in Nigeria. So we have been talking to Emeka Chukwu Osei. He is a Nigerian who has been gauging the atmosphere in Nigeria after the law has been passed on homosexuality. We also asked lessons Ghanaians could pick from Nigeria on this issue.
Ghana, we are a Christian nation. So if they are coming out, our leaders are coming out to declare their stand that from now we are not going to entertain homosexuality, I'll be happy.
You know, when you look around these days, so you find out a lot of guys, even calling we the guys, a guy calling a guy. Do you think it is better? No. So I think we should come together and think about it and find a tangible solution to it.
Oh, I hope Ghana doesn't. That would be crazy. Nope. I mean, it shouldn't be no for it and no for it. It should be like it is now. Everybody should do it indoors if they're doing it. They should keep it a secret, I guess, because it shouldn't be nothing. It shouldn't be open. It shouldn't be closed. It should just be whatever they're doing now, they should keep doing it.
Never. They should just let it be like this. There is no need. I know people are doing that, yes. That's their problem. Ghana is a Christian country, but there is no need coming out to tell people that we are not for that or we are doing that or something. We should just leave those who are doing that for whatever they are doing.
I think Parliament should sit down on this. Are we going for it? Are we going against it? Okay, because right now there are still people who are doing it in the system. We have lesbians, we have gays in the system. But if Parliament could sit down and they could decide, oh, we are for it or we are against it, they will know what we are doing. But I think it's not something we should even consider. I think Atamils made very clear before he died, we are against it. We are not going for it. Okay, so anything, I don't know about what that, but Atamils made it clear before he died. So I think we are going with the dead man's wishes. It's no, we are not going in for it. It's not going to happen. We'd rather starve than to receive anything from any gay person or say, oh, if you don't accept this thing, we are not going to give you this. Fine, we'll be here. I think God has a way of looking after people who are righteous. So I don't think we'll go for it. So I stand with Atamils. It's hell no in Ghana.
Well, so she says it's hell no. Right. Let's see what you have been posting on Facebook. We posted on our Facebook page, Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has signed into law the bill for the prohibition of same-sex unions. The signed bill says gays and lesbians in Nigeria will risk a 14-year jail term if they do not retrace their steps and renounce such marriage. Also, any person who operates or participates in gay clubs, societies, and organizations directly or indirectly will earn 10-year imprisonment. Those who administer, witness, abet, or aid the solemnization of a same-sex marriage are going to bag 10-year jail term. Even though UK is threatening to cut off aid from Nigeria if it prohibits same-sex unions, Goodluck Jonathan is resolute. Join us with your comments, and you have done exactly that. So, Amweba Awal says that is a nice decision. He should keep firm to it and should allow his stand compromised by the threat of the devil. Asare Emmanuel says Kofi Dubai must learn from this. Who is Kofi Dubai Asare? All right, Siba says, may Allah be with him. May he shower his countless blessings upon him. Kapul says, now that's what I call law. Bravo, Mr. President. Same-sex to Ajin, where is it? Where is it in the Bible? Okay. Naho Alfred says, in fact, God will bless Mr. Jonathan for what he has done. Gabriel says, God will add 15 years to our age. Okay. Steve Alofa says, very well. Jude says, good job, Mr. President. Dankwa says, very well. Benjamin Ando Apia says, Prof. Mills initiated the process in GH, and that's in Ghana. It is left with my able president, John Dramani Mahama, to make it a bill. Ghana will indeed prosper if such a bold decision is taken. Seek the righteousness of God, and all other blessings shall be added unto Mother Ghana. O Lord, please save Mother Ghana. As for David Cameron, he should be there and see. In God's own time, we shall see. Okay, so that's from Benjamin Ando. Albert says, his name and his actions are identical or related. What a given president. May God richly bless you. May you continue being the president in Nigeria forever. I wish if you can come and contest presidential seat in Ghana 2016 to 2017 election year. You are welcome. I wish that was possible. Huh? That's your wish, Albert. Sky Lebron says, Mr. President, you too pass such and stop being hypocrite. Which Mr. President are you referring to? Samuel says, these are the leaders we need. Yao Flexi says, Africans are proud of you. Anthony Kusi says, good news. Sam Okpata says, President Goodluck, good decision to hell with UK's aid. Okay, Darlington says, a step in the right direction. God is with you. UK can go to hell. Ben Collins says, well done, Mr. President. Bright says, good news. Joe Michael says, glory be to God. His Excellency Jonathan, may the good Lord strengthen you in Jesus' name. Daniel says, this shows that he is focused. Ahmed says, it's a step in the right direction. Simon says, it's a good idea. Good luck to Goodluck Jonathan in his fight against this canker. Benedicta says, God bless you. Sharon says, President Mahama should follow suit. McClaw says, what a leader you are indeed. May God bless you. Frank Addison says, I think the boldness of Jonathan Goodluck for the steps. The Lord bless you. Don't bother by the threats from UK because they are enemies to the cross of Christ. I see Taylor's own is almost like an essay, a thesis here. I salute President Goodluck for this tough initiative. It's a step in the right direction. The UK is not God. They can't dictate pace for others to follow. They run their rules and regulations, and no one can tell them how to run their nation. So what guts do they have trying to impede on other countries from being independent? They should remember we are no more in the colonial era. The late President Mills was also an ardent protester against same-sex unions. He openly declared his desire to fight against that canker. There is little I can say about President JM from my perspective. He appears to be more relaxed when it comes to same-sex unions. Really? Well, why am I saying this? Simple. He had a gay activist chairing his book launch and hosting him in his home in the US. That leaves much to be desired. Hey, Taylor, you really gave me an essay. I'll finish it for you. He should make clear his stand to same-sex unions. This illicit practice is gradually eating into the moral fabric of society. We should see it just like any negative deviant behavior that could have devastating effects on society. We need to act fast. God is our help. So those are some of the comments on our Facebook wall. Let's quickly look on WhatsApp too and see what some of us have been posting on WhatsApp. And Amegashi Derek says, God will bless you, Mr. President. Yes, you're talking about Goodluck Jonathan. That's from Derek Amegashi. Sibiri says he has toed the line of late President Mills. God bless Goodluck Jonathan. Okay, so that's coming from Sibiri Edmond. Enoch says, wow, other African leaders should learn from him. God bless him too. That's nice. So far, everybody is happy with Goodluck Jonathan. Ishao says, terrific idea. Hope Ghana will emulate. Thumbs up to Mr. Goodluck. 19 minutes ago. Okay, you said that 19 minutes ago. Okay. So that's from Abdullah. All right, Joshua says, good one there. May he live long. Yes. So far, you all wish him well. Some are actually wishing him to come to Ghana and contest presidential elections. Mensa says, this is a step in the right direction. Jonathan, you are indeed a good luck to Niger, our fatherland. Okay, I get Sylvester Mensa. Okay, I see. Nuakwa says, God bless him for his brave heart. He did. Yeah. Praise Kafui says, God richly continue to bless Nigeria. Yeah, okay. It's impressive to know you all agree with him. Dacosta says, best president. I see. Okay. Let's just look at the last one from Ewa Michael, who says, God will continue to bless you, President Jonathan. Okay, so that's from Ewa Michael. Let me quickly get back to some more comments on Facebook and see what more we have there. CK Rani K-Town says, with such a good decision, nation in this world can stand against him. Nothing in this world can stand against him. Abdullah Ibrahim says, perfect. Belinda Tete Enyo says, good decision by Press Goodluck. Nigeria can survive without the so-called UK. Collins says, hope Ghana will follow same. Okay, so Carter also says, well done, President Jonathan. Omar says, kudos, Mr. Jonathan. President Mahama should emulate him. Yusuf says, like the late Professor Mills said, Britain and Co. can support gays because their social and cultural beliefs conform with it. But for us as Africans, ours is completely different, and so we will never condone it. Indeed, President Goodluck Jonathan has shown that he is really African, and we are proud of him. I hope other African leaders will emulate him. Philip Nyama says, God will bless Goodluck. Deladem also believes that God should bless Nigeria and Goodluck. Aholu also says, surely the Lord is in control. Dada Omosa says, I hope Kofi Dubai. Please let me know who Kofi Dubai is, so I'm interested in knowing him. Okay, so Vida Dogbeto says, very proud of you. Johnson Dogbe says, oh, what a joyful news. Hope President Mahama is listening. Kudos, good luck. And so those are some of your comments that you posted on Facebook. We are so grateful for your contribution and getting interactive with us on JN Interactive. Nana has joined me. I don't know if Nana also has any wish to express.
I'll post my comments on our social media platform. But at 8 o'clock, we'll tell you what is happening at the Tema Industrial and Millennium Trade Fair, where the Tema Assembly is saying that the place has not been abandoned. They are still looking at the opportunity to fix there and turn it into a proper trade fair side. The side is night market. We'll tell you more about it at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we still have more for you during our 8 o'clock news. Group of unemployed graduates has started an indefinite hunger strike over what it describes as the refusal of both the National Service Secretariat and the Education Ministry to cooperate in the establishment of a fund to support unemployed graduates. So for details, just stay tuned and you would know what this group is actually up to with their hunger strike. It sounds interesting.
Very interesting. We'll tell you more at 8 o'clock. But coming up next is Joy News Exclusive. Thanks so much for staying here. My name is Bright Nanamfu.
And my name is Gladys Osei. Thanks for your time.